Consumer facing, we got to talk about what might be me and Dave's newest pair of sneakers. We're gonna see. On Holdings is on
me
a
too.
wild
Don't
ride
leave me
today.
out there.
Right? Shauna likes them as well. Dave's been
I'm the
messaging
only
me
one
them all
of
day.
this group that have bought a pair of these. So
That's fair.
Full
You have
disclosure,
bought.
I was actually sending him messages.
Dave's been sending me on shoes
Right,
all
now
day.
I don't feel as left
Let's
out,
talk
I
about
guess.
On. It's on a wild ride today, up over 20% as the company beat on the top and bottom line. Now, revenue for On was up nearly over 100% from last year. That net revenue up at over about $360 million, guys. And the other thing I want to point to with On that was interesting to me here is when you take a look at how widespread the revenue gains were. We're talking over 80% in North America, over 80% in Asia, over 80% in Europe. God. When you talk about how wide that growth is, that is a huge net to cash. Also, they're projecting gross profit growth, margin growth of 2% over the next year. That's something when you talk about a growth stage company, they're investing in growth and they still think their margins are going to improve. That is going to excite investors every single time, and you see that exciting people today, Dave.
You see that on a Wedbush note. In a nutshell, this was a print with almost no holes to poke. That was not Dan Ives. That was just Wedbush. But a $32 price target actually surprised me because that's only about roughly 17% upside. I figured that might be a higher price target given there were no holes in it. Did not realize actually how much they had ventured into the apparel category. One occupied by Lululemon and others. Pants, hoodies, jackets, T-shirts, you name it. But anecdotally, Josh, I commute with Wall Street, and I have noticed over the past year or two, it has become workwear. It has become office wear for Wall Streeters. It's almost like the new Patagonia vest, if you will.
Sure.
And so that tells you a lot of, it's not just the hardcore runners that they are capturing here. No offense, Wall Street. These are not runners that I'm seeing wear these shoes to work. They have really dominated this category.
It's the casual shoes that go with the Lululemon pants, right? And you get the full athleisure sort of jumpsuit. Because Lululemon, for what they've done in women's footwear, we started to do, they don't have that comp for men's footwear.
Right.
And I wear Lululemon pants every day, and I
thought
want some
that was a
comfy shoes
miss.
to go with them.
And the Roger was a really smart play for them. I always have said this. I'm surprised the Messi has not been a similar play from Adidas, who has a massive hole to fill and has the most famous athlete on the planet.
Yeah, and I also think when you take a look at these numbers, the demand here, what also stuck out to me was 90% of their sales during the holiday period. And I looked for these shoes to be on sale when I was purchasing them in the holiday period. They were sold at full price. Speaks a few things. One, to the demand out there simply for their apparel, for their shoes. And then two, just the inventory issues that we have seen plague so many of their competitors out there. Doesn't seem like it's
impressive
having any
inventory
impact
control,
on,
right?
Yeah.
For a retail company where a lot of retail companies have struggled in that department.
Yeah, other than Jordan's, markdowns are a constant in the footwear industry.